Hey beautiful souls, it's your girl J Arius the Aquarius, and I'm outside filming right now, so if there's a lot of cars that go by, I apologize in advance, but I really have something that I'm excited to talk about, okay, and that's about raising Diamond Sun kids, Diamond Sun baby, right? And are you raising a Diamond Sun or a Starseed child? Please share your experiences below. Any advice for me, right? And I just want to say a disclaimer, I'm not trying to give anyone any parenting advice or anything like that. Like I said, I've been a mom for almost 2 years now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just sharing what I've experienced and things that I have, you know, peeped and things like that, and things that are kind of helping me because I was raised in a fear-based environment. And how to be, you know, like on the spectrum of fear-based parenting to like this whole gentle parenting. That's a whole nother video in on itself, right? So let's get into it. So Diamond Sun kids, why this new generation is different, okay? So when I was pregnant, I just knew my child was here for something big. And I feel like as parents, we all feel that way. Like, oh, my baby's gonna do something big, right? And valid. They felt different. You know, when I was pregnant, it just felt different. I felt different, and it's because they are different, the souls that we're bringing in, you know, especially if you're an indigo child. I just want to say this, if you're an indigo child, if you're a Blu-ray, or you're a crystal child, rainbow child, whatever, a Diamond Sun child, you consider yourself this. If you have a child, you're bringing in a higher vibrational baby, okay? Or let's say you incarnate into a family and you're making it possible to where other high vibrational beings are able to incarnate in that family. Let's say you don't have a kid, but your cousin has a kid, and then you realize that that kid's real sensitive and, you know, in tune and ahead of their time too, and you recognize a little bit of yourself in them, you know, that's just kind of how it works. So before I even knew I was pregnant, signs started showing up. At work, when I was very first pregnant, before I found out, I kept seeing baby bunnies. Like a lot of baby bunnies, like not just one or two here and there, but like there was like 2 weeks consistently I would sit out in the morning and I would just see baby bunnies coming out of the burrow, all kinds of them, right? And that's a symbol of new life and magic, you know. And later on in my pregnancy, 3 times, okay, a hummingbird flew right up to my face, hovering close, looking straight at me. And one time I wasn't paying attention and I had thought it was a horsefly, so I swatted at it, and then it still like came and looked me in my face, and it was hovering close, looking straight at me. And I never experienced that in my life ever, especially living in southern Illinois. We have hummingbirds, all kinds of birds here, you know what I'm saying? I've never experienced that, so it was pretty interesting for me. And those moments were spirit whispering, literally, now I know this, is that this soul is special, right? This soul is a high vibrational being. And they are. Just carrying them raised my vibration, and their presence shifted my entire path. After being a mom, my whole timeline changed. And this wasn't just about parenting. This was an initiation into my higher calling. I understand, like, as parents, kids are going to either change you for the better or for worse, right? And that just kind of depends on who you are as a person. That's just my personal opinion. Don't come for me. And, you know, obviously situational, generational, and then there's karmic overlays that play into it, honestly. And the moment I found out that I was pregnant, though, I felt called to take my gifts seriously. I was like, okay, what am I going to do here? You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to get serious. Like, I got to be making some money, or I got to be able to provide. I just want to be a better role model for my baby, and I want to be a safe space for him. Because I knew he was going to be like me inside, you know, and I invested in myself. I started investing in myself. And my intuition became sharper. Your intuition, you know, definitely becomes sharper when you're pregnant. But after that, it's like my gifts and my abilities, you know, I started to focus on them more and to harness them, really. You know what I'm saying? And my little one is deeply observant. And they sense my emotions even when I try to hide them. And it just reminds us that, you know, our children are energetically bonded to us. Spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, you are your child's surrogate until they're about 12, 13, 14, okay? And it reminded me that even when we're apart, he's still soaking in all those things. So it makes me be more mindful, not only as a parent, but towards myself, how I'm treating myself, right? And that's beautiful. And that bond inspired me to go harder, you know, to step into my purpose and to create a life aligned with my soul. As a child, I'm going to talk about childhood echoes, because as a kid, you know, I loved the show Monsters Inside Me. I used to watch with my mom, and I used to tell my mom I want to be a parasitologist, right? And then fast forward into this timeline, now I'm doing spiritual clearings, and I'm clearing energetic parasites, you know? So doing healing in my own way. And I always dreamed of being a teacher. I always liked to play teacher, and I was one of them annoying kids where I was like, I always had to be a teacher, for real. And now I teach through my content, and I always loved taking photos, and I love to create. And I thought about YouTube like way back in like 2014, but I never knew like what my message would be, what I would create. And even then I thought about like, oh, what are people gonna say, or what if the people that I go to school find me, right? And my son's soul really gave me the courage to overcome those limiting beliefs and projections of others, because I'm like, I gotta make a way, you know, something's gotta give, you know. And that's the mama bear, right? That's the papa bear that comes out of us sometimes, when we just gotta do what we gotta do for our babies. And it's even more meaningful when you really are like, okay, I need to upgrade myself, do better with myself, you know. Sorry about that. So Diamond Sun Child Wisdom. So what is a Diamond Sun child? We're going to briefly discuss it. I will do another video where I talk about the Diamond Sun children and, you know, their origins and things like that. But Diamond Sun children are here to restore humanity's original divine blueprint, to say the least. And their DNA carries the codes of unconditional love and unity, which is Christ consciousness. And they're intuitive, sensitive, and spiritually advanced, you know, very smart, independent, ahead of their time. You're probably thinking like, oh my god, he's so little, or she's so little, and they're doing this, and it's like, what, you know. But that's, I feel like honestly it's because they have more DNA online as they're born. But I'm going to get into that. So many walk and talk early, just like my little one did, and they teach their parents as much as we teach them. I'm always learning through my son. I'm always learning new things about myself, life, how to be a better parent, about him, just how to be more compassionate, right? And I believe these children are incarnating with more DNA strands already activated because Earth's energy grids have been upgraded. And they simply know they're here to help humanity ascend. So I try to parent without fear, even though that's how I was raised, right? And I give myself grace. And that's one thing we got to do. We got to give ourselves grace, especially if you were raised in a fear-based environment. You got a lot of programs subconsciously, consciously that are running through that you just got to clear, okay? You got to give yourself grace. It's not going to happen overnight, I promise. And try again when I slip up, you know what I'm saying? So we live in a time of subtle programming and children's media, which I feel like we're all really aware of this. And it's not about fear or restriction, really, of limiting them, because I'm going to tell you right now, me as a kid, being an indigo, you know what I'm saying? And I've also heard that I'm a Diamond Sun too now, but, you know, my parents were like, oh no, you can't watch that, and they were constantly shutting it down. It made my curiosity even more. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really about fear or restriction, but about mindfulness, and take breaks, unplug, be present. You know what I'm saying? Just be conscious about, you know, how Bluetooth and the EMFIs, just how all that affects our field. And especially more so if you're raising a sensitive starseed, crystal, rainbow, Blu-ray, indigo child, Diamond Sun baby, right? These kids are wired to anchor light into this planet, and our job is to protect their natural gifts and keep them as pure as we can, right? Keep them in that childlike wonder, their youthfulness. Keep them connected to their inner child, because a lot of us, we're coming in and we're having to deprogram that of, oh, you're an adult now. You don't do those childish things. You don't act that way no more. You don't do the same things you did as a kid because you're an adult now. But what if I told you that all those things you did when you were a kid probably play into your biggest purpose and abilities? All those things you enjoyed doing, right? You felt interest in. They're echoes into what you're supposed to be doing when you grow up. And I mean, I can personally attest to that. So, closing this transmission out, in less than 2 years of being a parent, I've learned more than I have ever imagined, okay, about my life, about myself, about my child, obviously, about being a parent. And this child, my baby, was never a burden. ever. Even if the situation may have made it look differently, or someone would have thought differently or whatever, I knew he was always meant to be here. And I knew that things were always it was gonna change. Things were different, but in a good way. You know what I'm saying? And his joy ripples healing into everyone he meets, literally. And if you're raising a Diamond Sun child, or you are one, remember this. You are holding a soul carrying keys to humanity's future. You are here to build the new earth. You are building the new earth. And a lot of us are doing it just by existing. Literally. And these kids are our teachers. They're our future, you know? And they're proof that the new earth is already here. So, one thing I want to close this out with is that, you know, especially for us indigos, it's important to understand that, you know, if you're an indigo child, or let's say you are a high vibrational being, you know, let's say you do have kids, you're probably going to be bringing through high vibrational being yourself. And I remember as a kid, the ultimate attack, I feel like, on the indigo child is the religion indoctrination of kids should be seen and not heard. Because we're all about our throat chakras. A lot of us got our throat centers that are lit up. This is where a lot of our power is. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our healing abilities. And I don't know, I just wanted to mention that because I know so many other people have probably heard that. But it's like, yikes. Anyways, that's what I'm saying. Just be mindful. Give yourself grace moving forward, especially if you were raised in fear-based programming. You were raised in religious indoctrination. It's not going to happen overnight for you. You know what I'm saying? But just be mindful, you know, catch yourself in that moment. Even if, like, it comes out in that moment, you know what I'm saying? Do better next time, you know? And don't get down on yourself so bad, you know, because you're trying too. You're healing your inner child too, you know? So let me know if you're raising a high vibrational baby or a starseed child, right? In the comments. I'd love to hear your experiences. Seriously, or if you got any advice for me, you know what I'm saying? That'd be awesome. And again, I love you guys. Omni-love, absolute healing. Get at me for a clearing. They're $33. Then you can get a full clearing, which is $88. But they are through Zoom. And the $33 one is tier 1, where we just do the basics. Like we're gonna clear J Seals, Zeta Seals, the Metatronic reversals, and Crucifixion implants. That'll be about 45 to 60 minute Zoom call between me and you. Keep the recording, play it over as many times as you need, literally. And then tier 2 is tier 1, but plus. We'll go all the way through your 12D body template. We'll clear out astral beings, superimpositions, you know, we'll get more into context, and that will be at least 60 to 90 minutes, okay? But again, like, it's your recording to keep and hold on to and to listen to as many times as you need. And then also, I am revamping my starseed chart readings, but if you would like a mechanical starseed chart reading where you get all your points and your aspects broken down, I would love to do that for you while I still have that. But yeah, I'm gonna end this here because I look crazy and I could just yap my jaws forever. But until the next video, guys.